Welcome to Karma on Deck. I'm Karma. This is your weekly reading for the sign of Leo. Let's take a look and see what we're doing with Leo this week and how your energy is flowing. Mercury retrograde in full effect. I was just talking about that. It's got a lot of Uranus energy, so expect those surprises. I was just doing a live the other day about Mercury not being the same all the time. And I wanted to talk about that just a tiny bit while I shuffle. Mercury retrograde, like any season, comes around and has a different, we had a wet spring, so we have a lot of allergies in the summer. Every different kind of combination can affect Mercury, and since it's moving in short ellipsis, it tends to have a lot of different pulls to it throughout its period. So you can expect a bunch of surprises this time around with Uranus. And we also have, so if you're keeping secrets, watch out. But you also have Mars, who seeks clarity, and it's a Scorpio energy too. It started out in Scorpio, which it started out pretty intense. So it should end with a bright little, I think it's Libra, where you have this bright little uplift at the end, a little more balance. So hopefully that gives you a little clue to how Mercury is going to play out the next couple weeks. So for you, Leo, the first thing that comes up is the Death card. Death card's beautiful. I actually love it. It's my favorite card in a deck because usually it's surrounded by beautiful things. Now, unless it has the Tower, remember the F word, can be used in any different kind of context. But this right now is showing up that you are changing some of the things. So Death card references you having some changes, or it's like a baptism. Think of it as something beautiful. Okay, I don't want you to think about the Death card being terrible, because it's actually some really beautiful energy. So the Death card is next to the Six of Coins. So if you look at the Six of Coins, okay, you have this scale in here, and you have these mushrooms on the bottom, and these are ideas, like things that you want to bring into fruition, and you haven't come to ground with some of these ideas, and you're really seeking a new beginning. Same thing was going on for Cancer. They had the Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Coins, where you have the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Coins. I love how the signs just kind of play with the same energy for those cusp individuals. But I do see the Ace of Coins being, money. You also have the Two of Coins in play, which is a job offer. I do see some tension for you, which is very different than the energy that Cancer had. And this is what I love about astrology and doing these readings, is there are often I'm going to kick you. He says, my cat's breath smells like cat food. Ha, cat joke. Leo, I'm funny. Please don't kick me. All right. So thank you, Eric, for that. So the Two of Coins. So I wanted to talk about this here. This is the Four of Swords. So in Cancer, they have the Ten of Wands, which is anxiety. The difference between the Four of Swords and the Ten of Wands is that this card right here is stressed with timelines and pressure. So there might be some things that are required of you that are time sensitive or feel as if they have to be done right now. Seven of Cups, though, tells us that you have this global balance that's going on. So it's not too crazy. I know you have the Devil card and the Death card in play, but none of those are next to anything crazy. So the Devil card has to do with addiction. It also has to do with substances. It has to do with habits. Now that could be anything from me, not exercising like I should, making sure, I'm eating right, but I'm not doing the exercise for my body, for these body parts that are achy, my knee, my left shoulder, my back. There's different things like, 20 years in EMS. I drove it hard. So, I'm not taking care of my body. So sometimes there are these bad habits that we have. Now, this card doesn't necessarily mean that you have bad habits or that you're dealing with addiction or someone's lying to you. But the Devil card means that it's something you're worried about or being influenced by. You have the Emperor card, okay? And the Emperor can be someone who is being very controlling within your life, or that you're being controlling, or maybe taking on some leadership that has to do with being driven and forward motion and taking. So taking's not bad. You got to go take an apple from a tree. You can't just wait for it to drop in your lap. But if you're doing it well. But the Emperor has a tendency to be a little controlling and bossy. So you have that on your mind somewhere in the mix. I will say Nine of Wands, which is you getting halfway somewhere. So there's all these structures and things that you have to do. You feel like you have an alignment. I'm seeing the Eight of Wands next to the Six of Swords. And how that tells me, things are going. And if you're in a business or doing something where you're building your money or working on some projects, there are often some layers to it. Okay, so this card right here talks about those layers. Now, what happens when you get to the top of a pyramid? There's less and less to put. The structure and the foundation is built, and it gets easier and easier the higher you go. Making it up, I'm pretty sure it's not easy to get a capstone on a pyramid, but if you just think of that structure where the base is the hardest thing to build, right? You got to put it all in angles and weight and the amount of size, it has to be measured. And so you have this foundation that you're halfway toward and you're pushing toward it and you keep going, right? And so you have this 8 of Wands and then the 6 of Swords, which tells us that this change is going to happen for you. Some education is going to click in and you're going to have this huge awareness. Because next to all of these, and you're moving forward, cards that are your end result cards are the Page of Wands, which is education and learning. There's the Fool card, which is opportunity and crossroads. And you have the 6 of Cups, which is celebration. So regardless of what your foundation is, where your headspace is at, you are coming from a place of balance, strong decision making with the Ace of Swords, money on your mind, which is the Ace of Coins. You have some pressure and some deadlines, but I will tell you that if you're looking for a collaboration or a job offer, the 2 of Coins indicates that. And if you look at it, you've got 2 individuals exchanging a coin in the middle. So that's our card for job offer, collaboration, or money exchange. So keep looking for that. And like I was saying, the 6 of Swords, if you look, that's things getting easier. So that's the storm breaking and things just smooth and right on out. Opportunity and celebration. So let's pull some cards for you from the Mystic Dreamer. That will be your moon reading. For those of you that are Cancer Moon, come on to my YouTube. You can see all the cards picture in picture. Book your one-on-one, karmaondeck.com, for your expansive reading on your personality, relationships, money, etc. Hit me up. I do have some appointments later this evening. Hello, Cosmo. Peekaboo. Peekaboo. I don't know if you can hear him. Peekaboo. All right, here we go for your Cancer Leo moon. So Cancer had a bunch of love and relationship stuff in their reading. For you, you also have the 2 of Cups coming up. Now, 2 of Cups is love. You also have the Empress like they did. And the Empress for them was all about, waiting, but yours is all about in due time. I do feel as if you've been overwhelmed regarding some betrayals in the past, or feeling as if people have taken things or not been there for you when you expected them to, indicated by the 4 of Pentacles. Hi, Christine. So you have the 4 of Pentacles, which is like feeling like, if you just look at it, I mean, just look at that picture. This is her feeling, a little regretful, feeling as if she wished things hadn't happened the way they did. The 7 of Cups is about options and opportunity. So the 7 of Cups, when you look at it, is this, like, look at her. She's overwhelmed. She can't decide which direction to go. There's too many things on her plate. It's not akin to anxiety. It's literally like a lot of shit. So you're at a buffet and you don't know which thing you want to eat, or you are trying to decide between 5 job offers instead of just one, where initially, now you're like, I'm unemployed and I'm applying for a job. I'll take anything. Now you have 5 and now you're thinking they're all great. What now? Okay. Leo, right now you have the 10 of Cups, right? So the 10 of Cups, Leo, this is perfect for you. It reminds me of the Sun card. So this is about perfection, and you have this ideal in your head about what it is you want for yourself, and you're painting a really beautiful picture. You're really working hard toward this, and your mental state is strong, knowing exactly what you want, indicated by the Strength card. I love talking about Chariot card. I love talking about this card in specific, because in here, this is all about, she's got 2 horses going in separate directions. She has, I mean, if you look at it, they're not even looking at the forward portion of the road. They're looking in side directions, and she's looking dead ass down the straight away. There's mist, there's a full moon, it's nighttime, and the determination on her face is this card that's standing out to me the most about your reading. And it's all about, like, being structured, focusing, forcing things into alignment, making sure you're aware of the fine details, etc. I would say that you're getting tired, though, indicated by the 8 of Wands, which is you feeling as if, there's a lot on my plate. I'm not sure I'm able to get through this. Or if there's one more thing, I don't know if I can handle it. However, King of Wands, leadership is really on your mind. And then the 7 of Swords, there might be some sneaky behavior with Leo right now, because the 7 of Swords is being sneaky. If you look at it, this person is going on the battlefield and stealing the swords that are left over and the objects on the field. And it's like, you got to do what you got to do. And I have this right here, which is our social media card. It's actually a picture of someone painting, okay? But she has children watching her or people watching her, and she's on display. So often when I see this card, it can mean that somebody's being on display, going on social media, going on TV. But I get the indication that this might be someone peeping at someone else's social media or researching something or someone. Because it means you're a computer and you're, looking at things. So if you're doing a little bit of that junk, don't beat yourself up over it. But sometimes we do it, right? So let me see what else is about this. Oh, Seven of Pentacles. I want to say you had been making a big deal out of some of your emotional states, okay? You have the Tower card right next to the Two of Cups in the initial beginning of the reading. This back row, even though I focused on the positivity, I do feel there's been a lot of overwhelm, and I don't want to move these cards here, but yours is all about, like, it's about time for some of these things to happen, and Leo is really wanting that shift to happen and feeling as if enough is enough. Really excited about having this happen. And you have the Magician in play, which says the Magician's all about speaking out, speaking up, and being about it. And the Magician is go time. So what I have to say about Leo is no more hesitation, no more self-doubt. Get out there, make some noise, take up space, okay? Let's see what your end result card is with the Divination of the Ancients Oracle card. Let me know how you feel your reading went. Tell me where you are in the world. Like, subscribe, and share YouTube. So let's take a look and see what your card is from the Divination of the Ancients. Astrology. I love astrology. So astrology, the card is talking about destiny, like starting to look, like start looking at astrology and taking it seriously, and maybe get a reading about your natal chart, find out where you're going, or even like I was talking about in the beginning of the video where we talked about, mapping your life, paying attention to where it's going and how astrology is affecting us when I was talking about Mercury. So there are a lot of different effects for you, and a lot of clarity that can come through astrology. So this card is talking about your destiny, and you also had the Empress, which was about it's a high time. So your destiny is on the rise here, and I would recommend you take a really good look at yourself and acknowledge how powerful you actually are to make some shifts and some changes. I want to thank you for hanging out with me. Love is the answer to everything. Come from love, you'll find the right answer. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. I'm hoping I'll get back on later. Talk to you soon.